I'm Caitlin Syme and I'm a PhD student at the University of Queensland in Brisbane in Australia. It's important to understand why those animals are there. Does that really represent the population at that time? Or is there something happening to the way that their bodies decay that some animals will be preserved and some animals won't be? Is it a size bias? That is, are you finding animals of a particular size because they will be preserved the best, and maybe you're not finding really small animals because they're going to decay really quickly? So it's important to understand how taphonomy affects the fossil record, so we understand what past environments and what past ecological structures actually looked like. So I decided to create a experimental setup with modern crocodile carcasses, saltwater crocodiles, and just watch how they decay and how they disarticulate in fresh water. They took about 3 months in total. They did most of the decaying in the first month, and then I let the experiment run for as long as I possibly could just to see if any bones would move around. So these skeletons were in fish tanks, decaying in fresh water, and there was no current induced in the tank. There was no outside activity apart from flies landing on the carcasses. And what I found is that these skeletons disarticulated and they fell apart, and they just looked like a jumble of bones at the end of the experiment, which was surprising, seeing as there were no big scavengers disturbing the carcasses. There were no water currents moving things around. They just fell apart all of their own accord. Well, I've always been interested in paleontology ever since I was young, and at that time I think it was the fact that these were what are essentially monsters, except they were real, and I found that really fascinating. And as time's gone on, I now understand just how short the human time span is in the whole time span of the Earth. And how long dinosaurs were around for and how successful they were. So I'm interested mainly in dinosaurs, but any fossil taxa, they've had a much longer history on in Earth history than humans have, and it just brings home how small and insignificant we are, and when our funding goes to a lot of good endeavours that are very focused on just humans and humanity, I like to think about paleontology and all these other animals and how they're important too.